delete a ton of my son's videos. Okay, I don't even know where that left off. So here, let's recap. We started with 248, 249, 260. Now, very sharp bits. You have to have extremely sharp bits. And I'm going to tell you why. If you're pushing hard to cut, all you're doing is making heat and you're not cutting. Now, when we step it up the way we are, when you go at it light like we are, right? You take a little off every time. That's going to keep your bit straight. So we're going to have a nice straight hole by just taking 30 thousandths a shot off. And that's how you want it to be, fellas. You want it to cut easy. You don't want to have to put a lot of pressure. It's going to make heat still, but you don't want tons of heat. Okay. Oh my God, it looks so good. Let me get a flashlight. You guys gotta see this. JC, do you have any idea where a flashlight is, baby girl?
No.
Oh no. Alright. I gotta show my friends this. They need to see it. JC, ask your brother if he knows where one is. I don't know if you guys can see in there. Let me see if I can get a light at the right angle. Let's see. I mean, it's unbelievable. You can see how round it is. It is so sweet. And guys, like I said, I'm doing this for you. I can put this on the lathe and zip it out. Bing, bing, bang, done. So, all right. So now you see where we're at, right? Let me get to the camera side. Can you see it in there? Ooh, right there. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So, we went easy. 248, 49, whatever it was. 260. And if I think the best way to do it is to go in 20 thousandths increments. And then 330. So, that's that. Now the crown. Now I see a lot of people on YouTube, they're like, oh my God, I gotta use this. I gotta cut a 30-degree angle on a crown. Do you know what the best crown is? Totally flat. You don't need an angle on a crown. You guys with your Avengers, I think they're finished flat. You know what you do to make a new crown on that gun? Put a piece of sandpaper on a block, use 220. Straight across, right? Till it's clean, no more bluing. Then you take 2500, do the same thing, and there you go. You're done. My father always used to say, the best end of a barrel, the best crown is flat. So, what I'm doing, I'm gluing this, guys. This is medium, and I gotta measure this stick. I'm not even telling you guys. Do you see that? It's concave, right? Not totally round. Then we got our paper that we're just gonna push in with thumb, like so. A dot of medium glue. If you use thin, it's gonna soak into the wood. That's not gonna hold. Why am I doing this? Well, this is your crowning tool. You're gonna do two different papers. You're gonna start with 220, right? And then you're gonna do 2500. And you don't have to go nuts with this. Don't have to go crazy. Measurement on this piece of wood. And you can go bigger if you want. This is 293. So you go up to 330. I'd go up to 330 if you can. If you can get a piece, 320 so it's not tight and doesn't get stuck. All right, so we got that glued on. And then, here's the really hard part. You're going to cut this off. And you're going to hold the scissors. See how it's level there? Yeah, you're just going to hold it level and clip it. I don't care if it's hanging over a little because you got room. Clip it, clip it, clip it, clip it, clip it, clip, clip, clip some more, clip it there. Now, when you push it in, you're not going to go nuts because you don't want to push it into the rifling. You're just going to put it on here. And remember, you're going to start with 220. I'm just doing one shot here. And it goes in nice and easy. Look at that. You're just going to spin it. You don't even have to push hard. No reason to push hard. Just lightly press, very lightly. Barely press. I don't know if you can see that in the light. Let's see if you can see that. Can you see the line? So, what we're doing with this is we're just taking any of the slag off from what we cut. So you're going to 220, then you're going to do 2500, and that is it. You're done. It's that easy. Now I'm telling you, don't go cheap on bits. There's a one-shot deal. Get yourself titanium bits, super sharp. And I should have got a better kit for you guys. You know, I just had these things laying around in the basement, and I usually put this in the lathe and go right in. So, I mean, we went 3 steps. And the thing is, those 3 steps I went, hopefully it got on film. I don't know if it did because the camera kept shutting off, but I mean, I'm not a drill press, right? That was by eye. So if you only take small bites, 20 thousandths, 30 thousandths, the drill bit is going to align itself. I mean, I don't know if you guys can see how perfect. That is perfect, guys. It is aligned perfect. Now, I want you to know, this is a fact. Every one of you watching this video can do this. Every one of you. And don't talk yourself out of it. If you want to shoot slugs, you have to do this. And when you get it done, you are going to be so happy with yourself for accomplishing this. And you're going to be happy with your gun. You know, for me, I think I enjoy building the guns more than I do shooting them because I'll get a gun just to build it, guys. And that's, you know, that's how it's always been. I mean, you want to take your gun to the next level, right? And I showed you how to do the entrance of the barrel. And here's some other things. I think you could do your rifling, your progressive rifling, even without a lathe. You know, and first of all, you have to get those tight spots out. And you can't have fear. You know, if you're pushing that slug through, and let me tell you what happened with the Cuban, right? I would push the slug through. Let's say this was the whole barrel. I would push it down, and then it had a tight spot. It was weird in one spot, right? And do you need a bore scope? What the hell do you need a bore scope for? You need to feel this. If you're going to feel your barrel, you're going to know your barrel better than anybody. And a bore scope? No, you don't. Forget about it. I could feel it there, right? So what the hell? And then I felt one down near the receiver. This is how I stumbled on that progressive rifling. So I said, you know what? I'm going to have to take that out. And then I figured, you know, we got ammunition and it jumps from the magazine to the barrel. And here's a lot of things. Here's another thing. You guys who own Cuban, if you have a 25 cal, your magazine holes where you put your slugs or pellets are 254 thousandths on the old gun's diameter. The new ones are 253. You do not need your ammo to fit tight in there. I don't know who said that the ammo has to fit tight in that magazine. Your bore is 248. So think about that. You're going to put size 254 ammunition into a gun whose bore is 248. Where does the 6,000ths go when you fire the gun? You're going to make your gun size your ammo down 6,000ths? Do you know how hard it is to size a slug from 254 to 248 in a sizer? You wouldn't believe it. Now, your accuracy is nowhere where it should be if you're shooting slugs that diameter. I would ask that company who you're getting them from. There's one company. Oh, I'm not picking on their slugs because they may shoot great. I never used them. But these guys think because the magazine's 254, they need to put a tight slug in a mag. It does not have to be tight. And another thing is, I think it being loose actually helps it center, because you just saw my 200 yards, what I did. And I'm going to put that on paper for you guys. But let's get back to the barrels. Okay, so I'm thinking, I have that tight spot. And I'm thinking, I got to jump from the magazine to the barrel. So why don't I just take the rifling down even more at the beginning? Because you want, like I told you guys already, you want the best grip at the end of the barrel. And you don't, a choke is something totally different. You don't want, if you, like I said before, if you're pushing your slug through, and you're going to do that when you do these barrels. When you polish this barrel and you lap it the way I showed you, you need to push that slug through. I swear to God, guys, close your eyes while you're doing it, and you're going to feel every little thing. And if you get towards the end and it feels looser than here or here, and it gets looser here, that's going to cost you accuracy. So that's where the progressive rifling comes in. Think about it. Your rifling's not as deep here. And guys, we're not talking 10,000ths. We're talking microns. We're talking, you could never even see the difference. But the slug feels the difference. So you're starting here and it's snug, right? When you have that taper, when you have a little bit bigger rifling diameter here, and then it slowly tapers, any little wear you normally have from your rifling on the slug, which of course, if it's the same size, by the time the slug gets down here, it's not going to be as tight. It's lead, right? It wears. And it usually leaves part of itself in the barrel. But if it's a little less snug here, as you're going down, it's getting a little tighter. It's not getting tighter. What it's doing is it's keeping the same amount of pressure on the slug the whole way, because it's not allowing the slug to wear itself down to the point where it gets a little sloppy. And that's why I have the groups I have now. I mean, you guys, honestly, 200 yards is pretty far, right? Most of you might just be shooting in your yard. But even if you're shooting in your yard, why not have a precise gun, right? Not just an accurate gun. Why not have precision, where you could put it at 30, 40, 50 yards. If you could put your crosshairs, have your gun sighted on perfect at 50, and shoot that squirrel in the eye right where you're aiming every time. Every time. You know, and that's what you can do with these guns. For me, I mean, look how long I've been screwing around with that Hubin, right? I'll sit there and I'll have a better idea, and then I'm right back out there. And, you know, I wish I could come up with an answer for you FX shooters for the barrels. You know what I even tried? I took a piece of brass, right? A tube. I can't remember the size, but it was enough to take a piece of paper like this and wrap it around the tube. I did a 5-inch long piece, wrapped it around the tube, and it fit like super snug in the barrel, right? Put the barrel in the lathe, locked down that brass tube, oiled it good, and I went back and forth. And I knew where all the consistency was because I already checked, right? I marked them, and I went back and forth, and man, still, same thing. You have to cut part of the choke off. And guys, it's just, it sucks, but it's labor intensive. It's just not worth it. You know, if you want superior accuracy, it is easy to get. TJ barrels, I don't even know who said that TJ barrels are the best on the planet? A $300 barrel? You guys, you saw my Artemis. God knows how much the barrel costs. It's Chinese. Look what it does. You don't need to spend a lot of money. We need to stop correlating good with cash. Well, look at that. That's only $300. This one's $3,000. So I'm going to go with the $3,000 because it's got to be better. I hate to tell you, no. Technology now has come along, and you guys know it. Some of you guys out there, you got